Yeah, so it turns out the universe is curly phrase shaped. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, with that, welcome to the Fable 42. I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and welcome to the Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos. You're watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game set in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico, because I have to change very little to make this work. You can watch us live at twitch.tv/Fable42, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. And if you live in the most holiest of time zones, 4 p.m. Mountain, where Albuquerque is. We're going to start a giveaway, !critical, to enter into that for a set of dice from Critical Dice. Hey, that's me. Also, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do that. If you get a free membership every month from Amazon Prime, we'd love for you to spend it here because you got to spend it somewhere. And with that, let's go ahead and do our player character intros. Let's start with Grandma Spooky, Bridget.
Hi. I'm Bridget. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at string_theories_. And I play Suki Buchanan. She is a Southern spooky grandma who is heavily tattooed and is an art professor at the University of New Mexico. And she's missing her friend Ralph because he moved on. He passed into the light.
Yeah.
But he'll be okay.
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement
and let's
unlocked. Move
on to Stacks.
Oh, hello, I am Stacks, also known as Judge DM on social medias. And I play Gates, whose name was revealed last session, which if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And he is from the Monstrous Playbook, and he has become one with the monster within. And he's not really a monster, he's a nice guy.
The overlay now has your whole name on it, Gates, by the way.
Never mind, don't watch last episode, stick here. I mean, watch it. Also watch this one.
But later.
Stacks is no longer in charge of promo. Anne, save us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anne. You can find me on Dusty Wings Illustration on the gram. I do artwork and stuff. Also on my own channel, MZ Dusty, if you're into that sci-fi kind of D&D gaming. Otherwise, I play Fiona. She's your little redheaded demon lady with apparently a pretty sad past, but that was a long time ago.
That was literally days ago. And GW.
Hey everyone, I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2 B's, 2 zeros. Also find me here almost every Friday, where I play Quabon Whispers, aka Q. I am the team's angsty, edgy angel boy.
And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me on Instagram and for some reason TikTok at Critical Dice. And I am your keeper of monsters and mysteries. And I think that's all we have as far as introductions and announcements. So with that, let's get to the monsters and the mysteries as we continue what is probably our last episode of The Plan.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
Previously on the Duke City Chronicles, you watch as the phosphorus bright twinkling dots like fireflies of what was once the ghost of Ralph, a welcome/unwelcome thorn in your side over these last few years as he finally gives up his unfinished business and ascends to his final resting place, his final reward, and ascends to heaven. You guys are still inside Sonny's pawn shop there near the university. You've also managed to accomplish a spell of joining of sorts, as Gates's passenger now moves from the back seat to, let's call it the passenger seat, a co-pilot's chair, increasing Gates's tough and his martial prowess, as it were, and a new move along with it, as our final member of our party kind of, catches up with the rest of the party a little bit. You guys have seen both of these pretty substantial benchmarks happen. And Suki, as you kind of look over, you can see that Sunny is kind of, you swear it's something along a smirk or maybe a smile that of like satisfaction, that he almost, it seems to you, is like appreciative of some kind of natural order being restored with Ralph's ascension. But he sees you looking at him and he kind of goes to the more serious face again. And he's like, all right, you guys are done, exercising the ghosts and ghouls and things here and doing who knows what else to Stacks here, to Gates here. Oh, sorry, being meta, apologize. Then can I help you with anything else? Because I got I got a business to run here.
Well, actually, you know about Maxwell, right?
What do you mean?
Well, how he's been messing with the space-time continuum and all that, and how we're gonna go kick his butt pretty soon, hopefully, if he doesn't kill us.
Remind me, hunters, have you talked to Sunny specifically about what it is you're planning to do? Because I don't recall that you have.
I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
We just kind of came in and were like, join our friend, fix this ghost.
Fix this ghost.
Do these things.
Do an exorcism. Do the opposite of exorcism.
Exorcism.
It's less important than what's
Exorcism.
Suki, I want you to manipulate someone. Roll plus charm.
Well,
Let's get those dice going.
golly, I haven't had a charm roll in
Which is surprising considering you're the face of the party.
I know. I think that was by accident mostly. Because I currently have a 0 to charm.
Yeah, qualifications, grandmother.
Yeah, sweet old. It's a 5.
A 5. Okay. Yeah, he's like, yeah,
I'm a mark that experience.
I might have heard that name or something, but yeah, mark experience. But yeah, I mean, whatever shenanigans you guys are getting up to, I don't really know. I don't keep tabs, despite what some people might think. But I mean, listen, if you're looking for information on somebody, we could work a deal or something. I might have heard something about somebody with that name, but I got no clue what you kids are up to.
Well, actually, we have all the information we need, basically. Me and Fiona talked to him. He's a real piece of work. He's trying to rearrange the, like I said, time-space continuum and the universe to his own wills. I think it's because he's heartbroken and he's sad, but that ain't no reason for messing with people's lives. So we were kind of wondering, we're kind of getting up a posse, as it were, to sort of back us up, because we're pretty sure he could handily kill us if we went on there by ourselves. So we're interested, if maybe you're interested in setting right a universal balance thing, as it will.
So what, you saying this guy's doing something because he's sad?
Yeah, well, I understand the kind of sad. It's the kind of sad where your whole heart and soul is ripped out of your body and torn in front of you. He lost somebody very close to him.
Yeah, I was going to say, people will do some really crazy things when they experience grief. Like, listen, don't take this the wrong way, but you people, humans, you guys, you are the worst at dealing with grief. It is so easy to manipulate you guys. I mean, back when I did that, during
Of
greed.
course, you would never do it now.
No, of course not. It's fish in a barrel. So, to your second point, what can I do you for, Miss Suki?
Well,
I mean, if you're looking for something kind of exotic or whatever, like maybe I can find something in a couple of days for you. Maybe I might have something here in the shop, but I don't just go offering stuff. You tell me what you're looking for, and I'll tell you if I've got it or I can find it.
well, sure. Well, I know my friend Stax was looking for a pretty hefty looking. Oh, dang it! Oh my God!
Hold on.
I did it too.
I forgot to turn off my meta filter. Hold on. Let me click that back on. And he writes a rune onto the glass of one of the countertops and is like, you feel a spell go off. He's like, all right, we should be good now.
Ever since we learned
What his real
Gates'
name
real
is.
name, we have officially forgotten his actual name. My friend Gates was looking for a pretty sort of hefty kind of weapon, possibly a big sword or something.
Interesting. And like
yeah.
Sonny turns his gaze to you, Gates. And he's like, so how big of a weapon you talking about? You want something melee? You want something range? What you looking for?
What did Fiona say?
Tana.
Katana's always the right answer.
Does Q still have his obsidian blade on him?
No, the shade took that from him after he stabbed him through the stomach with it.
Wait, I thought we got it back after we came in contact with Kyle again, but I don't remember.
Zach is his name, but
Zach, right?
did
Zach.
you steal it back, Gates, when you were hunting around that tower?
I think wasn't he
No.
like swinging it at me when you came to pick me up? Q?
I seem to recall he was shirtless.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, he's a 10, but he has an obsidian blade.
That's TikTok bleeding into real.
I know.
Something in the range.
All right. So, I mean, he gestures like next to the guitars, there's a couple like, Hot Topic style, like katanas and swords and things that are like, there's like Lion-O's sword, the Sword of Omens. There's like a replica of a Covenant energy sword. He's like, what, just something like this? Like, I mean, come on, give me a challenge.
Q will be like, hey, you remember that obsidian blade from the Order? Got something similar to that?
Yeah. You looking for any kind of enchantment on it? Or, I mean, that thing is wicked sharp. But let's call it ancillary effect here, Gates.
Sure. I mean, yes. That sounds doable.
I'm gonna Q's gonna step in. Say it with power, Gates.
I just want some cool shit. Like,
All right,
help me out.
All right.
I think I got something that'll help you out. But ain't no free lunch here there, Gates. I've got something in mind, but I'll let you make an offer in exchange before I say what I got in mind. Feel like yours better? We'll go with that. What kind of deal you offering me?
He'll like look around the shop a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So Sonny, it is, right? I can call you Sonny.
Yeah, sure.
You ever have anybody keep up shop when you're on vacation or anything?
This is my
sure.
vacation.
This.
I told you I'm on sabbatical.
What do you do for non-sabbatical?
And he gets really close. He's like, I trade souls, corrupt the innocent, and drag them to hell. I'm a demon boy. What do you expect?
So what you're saying is like there might be an application process or something
to become a demon? And he glances over at Fiona,
to
like,
work here.
I don't like that. I like my space.
I mean,
how about
part-time?
How about this? You I'll get you something and I'll front you. But you got to promise me you'll bring back something.
What kind of something, Sonny?
Come here, Gates. Follow
I'm
me.
gonna. Q is also gonna step up. He wants to be in earshot of what he's saying.
And he's like, whoa, hey. This ain't no Groupon. Me and him go in the back. I'm gonna get him his sword. A little conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here he leads you to the back. Do you go with him, Gates?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hunters, do you want me to tell you out loud and just keep it to yourselves what he's going to say to him, or do you mean to type it to him in Discord?
Say it out loud. We won't meta.
All right. And he says, all right, here's what you owe me. You're going after Maxwell, right?
Yes.
I'll let you get a little extra for free. You see a glint in his eye. You're like, that's not free. He's got something of mine. I want it. You bring me back that ring. We're square. It's called the Ring of Solomon. And it's important to me. So you push this guy through a black hole or whatever you guys are going to do, hit him with a truck. You make sure you get that ring. Or you can only this sword and a little more. Do we have a deal? He puts out his hand.
One thing. Is there any thing that would prevent a guy such as myself from obtaining the ring from Maxwell easily? You know, chop off his finger. Is there like any loopholes?
Nah, for you, should be easy. I wouldn't let Fiona get too close to it, though.
Okay.
Let's just say it's not a thing I can go get myself.
I
It
see what you're
tends
putting
to
down.
react.
Okay.
Puts the hand back out.
Deal. I'll get the ring for you, Sonny.
Takes your hand. You feel like a little like electric jolt. Like you swear he has one of those little like electric buzzers in his hand. And you're like, whoa, what's that? And you know that this is a binding deal now. And he says, all right. And he starts rummaging in one of the high shelves and takes this kind of like small thing, maybe the size of like a little bigger than an iPhone or a tablet, wrapped up in cloth. And he lays it out and unfolds it. And it's kind of unfolds and unfolds. It's maybe 3-4 feet long, but only like a 1 or 2 feet wide the cloth is. And laying in it is just the hilt of a sword. And at first you think it might be like a broken piece of a different obsidian blade, but the handle's much more slim, no real pommel. And it has kind of a curve to it like a katana. And he says, all right, here, this will probably work for you. And he hands you the hilt and he says, give it a little nudge with your hoodoo. Your magical whatever that you and your boy got.
So just focus on it.
Yeah, sure. Like imagine you want to like, you do that whole like, I'm here, but I'm not here stuff, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like think about doing it, but don't do it.
Taking the hilt, he'll, I guess, instinctively know the like momentary feeling before he goes intangible and kind of like tap into that.
Yeah. And the blade of this katana, it doesn't like extend like a lightsaber. It coalesces from somewhere else. And now this katana blade that's perfectly black, like Vanta black, that absorbs 99.9% of light. Like you can't tell like where the blade edge is. And you now have a shadow blade. It's like, yeah, it pulls energy from the Shadow Ward. And what you do, I guess, is close enough or whatever. But yeah. So
Sonny, we fought somebody that kind of like, as you say, takes vacation there, I would imagine.
What, like
He's
a
not going to be
wad-
able to use this, is
like
he?
a wad chupacabra or something? What?
No, he just goes into shadows and does things there.
Oh, yeah. Don't let him hold on to that. It'd probably be really happy to be in his hands.
All right.
And he scratches out the meta rune on his in that room, and he says, "All right, so mechanically, what it's going to do is it does 3 harm, armor defeating, magic, shadow, and then there's another tag that just is an asterisk. Don't worry about it."
All right, Sonny, I'll get you that ring. And then we're going to talk about me working here, because that conversation isn't over on my side.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Yeah, never going to happen, kid. All right, get out."
On a weekend, Sonny.
And then as you're walking out, he's like redrawing the meta filter.
Jason, I have a question. Did we
Yeah.
happen to, like, where we were in like the main place or whatever?
Yeah.
Did we happen to feel that deal making like warp, like that swoosh of energy by chance? Where we
I
were?
think Fiona would feel it naturally as part of her dual nature, like because she can feel the 2 deals hanging on her from before. They're not burdensome, but it's like when you think about the fact that your eyes edit out your nose.
Wow.
You can just
I wasn't ready for that.
right. You can just choose to notice it again. So like she can feel the deals that are on her, the one from the other timeline and the current one. She also can feel that happen, but it's not her burden to bear, not her deal to shepherd. So she doesn't have to feel that. But yeah, Fiona, I think that you would have felt that little like a new hand has touched the beacon.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving eyeballs at Gates when he comes out.
Yeah, he comes out. He'll I guess unfocus to sheath the blade.
Yeah, you can just kind of like it's kind of like a warlock's pack blade kind of thing, but the hilt remains. So you can just put it in a back pocket or something next to your phone.
I'll come out with it like hilted, like, hey Q, I got a way cooler blade than the one that you currently don't possess. Just putting it out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look, it's like invisible. Can you see it? I can slice through straight matter.
I'm gonna walk over there and just like wave my hand over the part that I don't see.
Is that when you summon the blade?
No,
Oh, God.
Just chop off Q's hand. Do you feel it?
No,
Wow.
I don't.
And then I'll like turn it
Nice.
to the side and be like,
Yeah. Lightsaber it.
Okay,
Wow,
Very nice.
now we're
that's
talking.
a sword.
it's
What
a
was it?
redacted shadow blade.
What was the price?
Protected.
Redact. I made a deal with Sunny, you know.
I had to
Yeah,
but when we go to the
Yeah.
You know, and I look over at you and my eyes like kind of flicker red, making a deal.
making deals,
Right.
slicing and dicing.
Right. Are we done here?
Yeah, that's a great question, because if you're done, go.
I think we are. Does anybody else need anything?
Toss
I-
the diamond the diamond's destroyed now. Never mind.
Yeah, the diamond is turned to like
And
powdered
salt
carbon.
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirt.
Dust.
It blew away on that eldritch wind. Yes.
Well, as I turn around and start walking, I'm just like, "Love you, Sonny." Just starts walking
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I love you too. Get out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about my part-time rates next time, Sunny, and I'll like walk out.
Yeah, it's half of nothing. Ah. So you guys find yourselves standing in front of the parked Mustang on the street just up maybe a half a block away from the Sunny's front door. Hunters, what's next on the checklist?
Orma? What's good to eat around here in this city?
Well, there's the frontier. Just a few blocks away.
Frontier's Great. We haven't taken you to the frontier yet, have we?
No, let's go.
Ah,
I'm starving.
Yeah, well, that's where our first adventure started. That was my first case. Yeah,
Let's
go.
there
Great.
was paintings that came to life, and as we're like going, I'll explain.
Yeah.
Seatbelts.
Yeah, actually, you guys should walk there. It's literally 2 blocks,
Oh,
maybe
unclip your
3.
seatbelts.
I like the idea you're on the sidewalk. You're like seatbelts. Just
Yeah.
sorry, I have
Hold
to
my
say it.
hand before you cross the road. Gosh darn it.
Mhm. That is not a crosswalk sign.
Both
yeah.
ways, I said.
So as you approach the frontier, it looks like a postmodern barn or art installation that takes up the entire frontage of a block and is straight across from the main entrance to the University of New Mexico. And it has multiple rooms inside, but the main entrance looks like a barn, and it's open until like 2 or 3 a.m. every day. Breakfast all the time, cinnamon rolls that are to die for.
Oh God, yes. Oh my
GW
God.
has been to that place with me and can attest. I think Stacks, you probably have been there, right? And it's just a magical place. But ironically, as the 4 of you walk in, and I think Suki and Q, you probably feel it first. You can feel the dampening field shut off all of your mystic powers. And I think after a moment, Fiona and Gates would also feel it. Gates, for you, you still have access to Eubank, but I would say probably trying to phase or even shapeshift in a big way would be very difficult. Fiona, casting spells in here is nigh impossible. And you guys feel that kind of like tingle go down your spines as you enter in and get in line.
Whoa, what was that? What did you guys do to this place last time?
Well, that's actually courtesy of our friend Maxwell. So remember how I said that the pictures came to life and sort of attacked us? Well, there's a machine in the back room there that dampens that magical field that allowed that to happen. So last time we were here, that machine wasn't working right, and Riley actually got it back up and working, and we were able to like stop the pictures from literally killing us. Yeah, they were fake people, but there were real bullets. It wasn't good. Not good.
A giant John Wayne came out of a picture and tried to kill them.
Yeah, it really almost did. Really came very close.
Which, by the way, in retrospect, that was the first adventure I gave you guys. I still cannot believe we did that. All right, go ahead.
It was fun. But yeah, so it's not really very magically cool in here. So it's actually kind of relaxing, to be perfectly honest with you. As somebody who can hear other people's thoughts, it's like actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Spirits me out.
Yeah.
But those cinnamon rolls look bomb.
They do. And for a moment, like Fiona gets caught up in like watching the tortilla conveyor belt for a few moments. You guys are able to get your food and sit down. We've accomplished Fiona's desire for sustenance. What are we talking about? What are we planning to do next?
Well, if it's all right with y'all, I think one of our next ports of call should be talking to the 3 weird sisters down at the hairdressers. They're the Fates, like of ancient Greek renown. So
you remember what they took from you last time, right?
Yeah. But I figure, but it was also in a good cause. It was, a good cause at the time. It was worth it. I don't have any regrets, but I think that they would be decidedly pissed that there's somebody messing with, the sort of natural order of things and time and space and stuff. So they might be able to help us, maybe give us a little bit of luck, maybe give me a couple of those years back, or, something. I think it'd be nice to talk to.
Someone comes over and puts a box on the table filled with like the cinnamon rolls to go.
Did you get a half dozen to go?
I did.
Naturally.
If this
Okay.
was D&D, you'd get inspiration now, man.
That
I'm gonna
big
be
magic was a lot of work.
I'm gonna be taking a real fork from the restaurant when we leave, so I can be picking at it in the car.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right,
no,
you are.
I'm fine with that. But the thing that's still on my mind is Zach. It sounds like he's not Maxwell's golden boy anymore, or darkness boy, or whatever. It sounds like he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, and that maybe he's a lot weaker now, and maybe even alone.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be good to either have him on our side or at least pump him for information.
I wasn't thinking of having him on our side. I was thinking
Oh.
of some
He's like,
payback,
no.
some payback, and getting my sword back.
Oh yeah.
Riley
Yeah.
worked on that sword for me.
Oh, honey.
Y-
Yeah,
You
we-
know it's actually Zach's sword, right?
It was mine when I took it from him and he went to prison.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying he has just as much, if not more, of a claim than you do.
Finders keepers,
Nine
now.
tenths and all that.
shadow guy weepers.
So maybe if y'all are feeling up to it, after we visit the Weird Sisters, we can see if maybe we can put eyes on Zach to see if he's alone.
So we're not splitting up the team this time.
I don't think so. Last time it didn't go incredibly well.
I think it never goes well when we split up, but
No, it's almost like there's a trope.
There's a truism about this, but don't split the party. Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know what you guys are
the
talking
meta
about.
rune, it's on the table.
Everything
but-
worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Well, but
every hunt I've been on, we've split the party at some point.
we barely survived it each time.
Yeah. Yeah. If Gates was writing the new Hunter's Handbook, he'd be like, step 1, split the party. Step 2, come up with a plan. Only tell half of yourselves. Like, this is our standing operating procedure.
Yipper, what time is it right now?
That's a great question. It is fully night now. It's probably close to midnight.
Oh.
So before we head out to see the Weird Sisters at Here It Is, I still gotta get my hair cut there. What can so Fiona, Bridget, you saw Maxwell and you said he did a number of things in like a blink of an eye. What should we prepare for? What can he do? What did you see?
Well,
Made things happen instantaneously. We don't have a lot of time to react.
Yeah, no, it really is. When I say he bends thing like time and space to his will, that's what he does. Like, you know how I can jinx things?
Yeah.
He can do that with everything. So like I can make things fall down at the right time, but he can make it so the mayor isn't the mayor, you know? Like he can reconnoiter an entire universe and I can make a book fall off a shelf. So
was he completely alone when you saw him, or were there people around him? Did he have guards or anything?
He had some sort of creatures with him. A lot of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
Fiona,
creatures?
you would know that they're homunculuses or homunculi.
Little Play-Doh friends.
How many did you see?
Maybe 10, 12.
And
Gotcha.
he also took Avi. That's something. He really wanted Avi. Like, I think the whole point of him going there was to take Avi. So he has Avi with him. I don't know what he's doing to him.
If you can just bend time and space and whatever at your will and just completely mess up reality, what do you need a broken trash robot for?
Q,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yes.
No, go ahead, Bridget.
I was just like, I mean, I know, but like, I'm sure he ain't a trash robot now. Maxwell's real good at mechanical stuff, so I'm sure, I don't know, a war machine, a transmitter. It could be literally anything.
Q, investigate a mystery. You're
Okay.
asking all the questions.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
It is.
Why would you take our little trash?
Gate a mystery. Let's see what
Plus
we got
sharp.
here. That is plus sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That's gonna be a total of 4.
Would you like to use luck?
No. Let me. How many do I have?
Wait, let me rephrase. Would you like to use some luck?
Stop it. Oh, I have 3 of them. You said I'm not doomed until I have 0. I'm feeling okay.
Correct.
I'm feeling okay. I'll go down to 2 luck.
All right.
I'll use a 3rd.
Hold 2.
Hold 2. All right.
What happened? So I'll put it in context for you. What happened there? What sort of creature is he? What can he do? What can hurt him? Where did he go? What was he going to do? What's being concealed here to help contextualize things?
Okay. We know what happened. We know what sort of creature it is. What can it do? Can I ask contextually? What can it do? What could it possibly do? The trash robot.
The trash robot? His body was beyond wrecked, according to Suki's description. But after he took possession, he reversed the last change to reality. And he wasn't as wrecked. There must be something really important about Avi. And while I don't think you guys know what it would be, you know the person who knows the answer is Chet.
Copy that.
I will tell you flat out, Chet knows the answer. If you ask him what's so special about Avi, he will absolutely give you the answer.
Okay. I think I might hold my second one for when I see Chet. Can I do that or no? If no, I'll ask another one.
Ask another one, because this scene is really about Maxwell and Avi, and that scene, whenever it happens, is more about Chet. So I think it makes more sense as you guys are putting together the parts of the story here of what the girls saw, of what Gates saw, what you know about your fight with the Shade. I think this is more the context.
What's being concealed here in this situation?
What's being concealed here is scope. Every time a world affecting change happened, it emanated in a huge wave from the structure that Gates went to. What Suki and Fiona describe are much, much smaller and much, much more localized. You think if he's not in his place of power, Q, he might have a radius of effect.
I see. As everyone kind of looks at Q, kind of thinking to himself after asking a couple of questions, you all kind of see a click, like a mental click in him. Gates, that place that you saw Maxwell leave, he might need that as some kind of beacon to project what he can do. You're able to find that place again, right? If Gates?
Yeah, it's near the base.
Um,
All right,
yeah.
that's good to know. And another thing is, Suki, I think we need to talk to Chet when we get a chance. I feel like Chet spent a lot of time with that robot, both him and Riley did. If anyone knows what secrets that could possibly be in that robot, it's going to be him.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'd like to check on him anyway. He was real tore up, both, before Maxwell did the rearrange and after Maxwell did the rearrange. So we should go visit him anyway. I think bring him some cinnamon buns or something.
Yeah. Keeper, realistically, quote unquote, who's closer to us right now? The hospital where Chet is, or the Fates?
They are about equal distance if we're
Mhm.
assuming that the hair salon Herod is
Mhm.
where you're going.
Mhm.
If you wanted to try to do like, could we go and talk to Chet on the way, assuming he's still at UNMH at the hospital.
Mhm.
It would be slightly more convenient to stop by Chet than the Fates.
I mean, we can do that if the hospital doesn't have visiting hours and the hair place don't close. I wouldn't imagine that,
Even if there was visiting hours, we could get in.
Yeah, we could.
I get up with my fork and start walking out.
Oh, okay. We're going now.
You just-
I am taking my cinnamon
oh,
roll.
oh. My soup isn't here yet. But
Q, can't you just make a fork? Or it has to be a weapon? I mean, I guess a fork could be a weapon.
a huge fork.
It can definitely be a weapon.
I like it.
As Q is walking, he gives like a slight smile. He doesn't answer, but he gives like a slight smile because he is amused at that.
All right.
He
Well,
goes out to the alley and tries. It's just a trident. He's like, crap.
Tried it.
a cinnamon roll on each.
Yeah.
Waffle
Better
in
than
the
a
house.
fork.
You guys are to walk back to the Mustang. You leave the Frontier restaurant and you can feel that little like tingle again, and powers are back on. People can summon forks and fays and things. And if I hear incorrectly, you're going by to see if you get to the University of Mexico Hospital, UNMH, to see if
Mhm.
Chet's there, and then on to the Sisters Weird.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so as you guys are driving, let me take this opportunity to just kind of say, like, what is foremost as things are escalating? And this has been a very long day. And I'll remind you guys that this day started with the fake ghost haunting back at the Balloon Museum.
Gotcha.
A lot has happened in like 6 hours.
Mhm.
That's why I
So-
was starving.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. Like what, in just a couple sentences, what would you think that you as a hunter, what's weighing most on your mind as this is turning out to be like the day of all days?
Who goes first?
You can't, Fiona.
Well,
Teacher energy.
she's sitting in the car, just finished the rest of her waffle. And honestly, I don't know. She has a feeling of freedom. I mean, this is, I think, the first kind of hunt she's done with the group of close friends similar to the one she's known so long ago. So she's enjoying it more than I think she should. She has a really deep pit in her stomach type of fear, though, of re-releasing this demon, because she knows that this fight is it's a big scale fight. So she's kind of mentally preparing ways to like protect the team from herself.
That's good. Hugh?
She's more worried about her than the enemy.
I would say right now in this the longest of long days, that Q was feeling a sense of of persistence. He is starting to connect the dots, and he's seeing more and more of a picture. And albeit he is like he's getting tired because he is in a human body. It's like he's starting to slow down, but like in this last kind of bump of I guess this is like his like second or third or fourth wind, I guess, his last one. He wants to use the most out of it. So he's very focused on Chet, Fates, and then thinking of how to get his sword back.
Yeah. Okay. On his last cinnamon roll fueled wind. Gates, how about you? What's foremost in your mind as all of this is kind of been a very long day and very eye-opening day for you as well?
I imagine Gates is kind of in the mind space of like a lot of the monster hunting's kind of out of his window or normal frame of reference as far as like what he knows he's good at and like how to move forward from there. So today, in the process of all the things that he's learned, as well places he's been, things he's come to a realization of, and then also having the passenger and him more or less work in tangent with one another. He's kind of finally tapping into something that, I don't know, closest would be a feeling of like not being alone in all of this, because even when it was medical school, he did it more as a reason of like he had to do this and like no one else is going to be there to do it for him. So finding that comfort in working with everyone and also learning more about himself is kind of driving him. Plus he's also trying to see like, you know, if they take shifts, how long can Gates stay up for, you know, switching back and forth.
Just backup consciousness. Nice. Suki.
Well, I think she's real tired. I think her back hurts. Her bursitis is acting up. And she is in full tactical mode. Like she's trying to like think of every possibility of how to get an upper hand on a guy who literally can play God and make sure her babies get home. And, you know, I think what she saw Maxwell do scared the hell out of her. She's never seen anybody do that before. And, you know, normally she's sort of all gutsy and like, you know, can stand up to La Llorona or a werewolf, but she hasn't taken on a god before. So I think she's trying to use all of her powers of seeing every perspective that she possibly can, or sneak peeking at perspectives, and any angle that she can think of, she's exploring, because she wants to make sure her babies are okay. And yeah, she's scared of this man, but she's gonna kick his ass.
Nice. So I think with these feelings of fear of self, fear of failure, fear of harm for others, and fear of the unknown, you guys arrive at the emergency room, kind of circle through just in time to see some kind of kerfuffle. There's like a couple of like nurses, like a guy and a girl in like the scrubs, kind of like almost like not fighting, but like arguing with someone. And you guys can see Chet emerging through like the rotating doors, holding an IV bag and like a couple of bandages on his face, like, you know, wearing the gown. It's not tied in the back because it's a little turn to look around like, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm fine. This is fine. I'm good. You guys are great. I gotta go. Got things. Yeah. Okay. And like turns and like, it just as you're pulling up Suki and almost like bumps into the car. He's like, oh, hey guys.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell?
He's like, yeah. He looks back at the people like trying to like, no, sir, you're not checked out. You haven't been released. He's like, my Uber's here. Can I get in the car?
Yeah. And she unlocks the back door. Any invite?
Am I assuming that Q and Gates are in the back seat?
I'll say yes.
Probably.
That-
when would it not be that way?
Right. And so he like just kind of like climbs over you, Q, like, hey man, good to see you. I'm glad you're doing okay. Like, you know, you get like a kind of a half moon shot for a second. And he kind of scoots in the middle and like slams the door. And Suki, as you peel off just as the nurses are getting there, you hear like, ow! And like the ivy pulled out of his arm because it got in the door as you pulled away. And the ivy like spins and the pole falls over. I'm so sorry. I freaked myself out on that one.
I'm gonna put my hand over his open IV space and try to heal it over.
Well, no, I mean, there's a plug there. So like it actually is only a one-way valve. Nothing's going to come out.
Okay.
I learned recently because I didn't want to have any more nightmare fuel. And he's like, oh, glad you got it there. Like I was kind of worried about you and like, so like, how's the base? Is the base okay? Like it looked pretty bad before. Like,
they didn't release you.
No, like my own reconnaissance kind of thing. Like I was feeling much better. And like, I mean, someone tried to kill us tonight and like, just not just you guys. That's kind of normal. I mean, no offense, but like trying to kill me as well. And I'm like, I have a strict policy about frontline stuff and is not to do it. And so that felt very frontline to me and to be incapacitated in the bed with like all these wires and hoses hooked up to me, like I have some kind of science project.
Chet. I need to talk to you about Avi.
Yeah, is he okay? It was the craziest thing. Like, he came out of nowhere, just
somebody took him.
Hugged. They took him.
Yeah.
Who?
Eat a cinnamon roll. Gates, make sure he's not like internally
Gates is in
bleeding
the back, just like fishing through gauze and stuff, and just like trying to.
Suki hands the first aid kit from the glove box. It has 3 band-aids from 1975, but she's helping.
Yeah, he's like wrapping an arm, the other arm is just like eating cinnamon rolls. Like, so who took him?
Yeah.
Someone named Maxwell.
Oh yeah. I remember you guys kind of talking about him before.
Wasn't he the guy who gave your original team the blueprints to the Faraday cage?
Oh yeah. That would make sense.
Explain.
Yeah. No. I mean, like from what you guys said about him and that he's kind of behind all this stuff and like the fact that he had like the power siphoning Faraday magic circle thing that turned my original team like evil, like that. I mean, that kind of tracked. Like, was he like a kind of salt and pepper on the sides, kind of like slim guy, kind of like reeked of an engineer? Like we can smell our own. Yeah. That's probably him.
I can smell it right now.
Hey, listen, I left before the sponge bath. Okay. Hey, Suki, do you mind I'm like, is this him? And he closes his eyes and points to his head. You're still driving, by the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, sure.
Yeah. And he's kind of half in shadow, but the image that Chet is producing in his mind, it's absolutely him.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, I was wondering what he was doing. I was like, is he holding a phone? He was just thinking about it. Okay, I got it.
It's like a Karnak the Magnificent. He has like a drawing in a envelope, like Suki.
Now you know that you're Karnak in this situation, right?
I am. Yeah. Yes, I'm always Karnak. But yeah, no, that's exactly him. He took Avi. We're trying to figure out why. But he took him. And it was very important to him that Avi go with him. So you spent the most time with Avi.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like Riley helped me build the body for him, but he's mostly like just like kind of like jury rigged, like better parts than what he had before, which was like old appliances and stuff. Like the only real like impressive, like unique thing about him is his brain. I mean, think about it. He's a spontaneously forming, self-evolving artificial super intelligence. I mean, so if you needed something that could calculate like a lot of like probabilities, I mean, that would do it, I guess. Like, does that track? Does that make sense at all?
No, it really does. Because Maxwell's whole thing is that he's trying to rearrange the world so that like it's fixed. But like the world is never gonna be fixed. It's all incredibly subjective. And
Right. I mean, the sheer probability of like figuring out all the cause and effect, causalities, and unintentional consequences and secondary, tertiary, sideways causal events is almost incalculable. You need something close to like a quantum computer. And honestly,
Avi.
Avi's kind of close to a quantum computer. It's really something I can't explain. Like, I think because he's driven by a strong desire to be, like to have existence, that he's constantly evolving. I mean, he was made in the 70s, but like what he's doing is beyond what we can do now. So, I mean,
Dumb question, Chet.
yeah.
Does Avi have an off button?
Well, I mean, like anything else. I mean, I mean, his body was pretty strong, but if that blast had been any stronger or his body had been any weaker, I mean, it would have destroyed him. Which, I mean, maybe now that probably would have been a good idea, because then Maxwell couldn't get him.
Hypothetically, if Maxwell has all the power that we believe he does, he could put Avi's brain into something stronger than what you and Riley originally made for it. So I'm just trying to think.
Like, do you think he's like
of
trying
a
to
way
make
to
death robot?
Well,
Possibly.
Like,
possibly. I think Maxwell's more interested in manipulating life, though. I don't think he wants to kill people necessarily. He may want to kill me and Fiona because we sassed him, but like, I think he wants, the thing that he wants is for the world to fit his worldview. And that's what he's interested in. I don't know if he's interested in killing everybody so that it fits his worldview. I think he's interested in manipulating everybody.
Suki, didn't you say something about him being upset that his wife died or something?
Yeah, well, that's sort of the driving force behind him. When somebody that you love with your whole heart and soul dies, there is nothing that you wouldn't do to get them back. And there's nothing that you wouldn't do to like try to prevent that. I mean, like, look at me. I literally had to have a major psychological psychic event in order to like understand that wasn't my fault. And I still feel like it's my fault. And so I think I understand where he's coming from. It's a place of hurt. It's a place of hurting and wanting the world to be better, but he's going about it the wrong way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean,
something's not adding up though.
What?
Zach blew up the hideout, correct?
Yeah.
And Avi was in the hideout.
Yeah.
And then Maxwell
like
came.
my Zach?
Yeah, Zach's back.
Oh,
He got out.
I have to hide.
Well, don't worry.
I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm a traitor. Sorry. Go ahead, Kate. That's disconcerting.
And Maxwell came for Avi after that, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't blow up the thing that you want if it's important to you. So are Zach and Maxwell working on the same wavelength?
Gates roll plus sharp,
Yeah.
because
That's
that
a good
detective is the
point.
right question.
That's a good point, Gates.
6.
Mark experience.
Well,
What
shit.
is happening to
We
us?
we are
tonight?
having it's been a while. It's been a while.
Been a while.
Hold on. Does anybody want to help out? Help them connect the dots.
Yes.
If you
Yeah,
wanna
because
roll
like
help out.
I mean-
Gates wasn't there for the whole thing, so it kind of makes sense that
For
he's
someone who
just,
was
like,
there, that would make a lot of
trying
sense.
to.
Because
Yeah.
you hear him like he's like pontificating out loud, and you're like, yeah.
Oh,
Plus
I
cool.
rolled. Oh man, I rolled a 2.
Come
Oh,
on.
Sorry.
God. This
Cool.
is like an important episode too.
Cool. So Gates and Fiona, does anybody want to use luck?
I've only used 2 of mine, so I will use 1 of them
There you go.
Excellent.
more. So I have used 3.
That's right, get all his lucks out of the way for the big battle. Okay. I'm not kidding. As you guys are talking about this, you remember the sequence of events. You remember in the fight with the Shade that he said, I promised I would take care of you the old-fashioned way. And the building exploded. You guys got separated. The fight went on. 2 of your teammates almost died. And then after the explosion, there was another wave that fixed everything that had been before. And then the body was retrieved. And then you met the Shade who had been chastised. You think he wasn't supposed to blow it up. And that perhaps, you use luck for this, Maxwell did Control Z and did undo in order to get a better version of Avi's body that could survive the explosion.
Yeah.
We all just nod in silence.
Like, yeah, that's what we were all thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. That is one hell of a salient point there, Gates.
I had help, I think.
Well,
Fiona takes a bow.
well, yeah. I mean, well, that's Maxwell's whole thing is, fixing things that didn't go the way that he wants them to go. So maybe, I don't know. Zach was chastised, you said, when you met him?
Yeah, he wasn't in the highest of spirits.
And he looked kind of beat up too.
Is there a way we can use Zach to mislead Maxwell in some way? Maybe he can manipulate how things are to our benefit instead.
You,
Yeah.
you hear Chet go, we could track him. I mean,
Can
if
we?
if they're still using the same, like you said, he was all like had powers again, right?
Yeah, but not as good.
Yeah, but he doesn't have powers. He's like me. I mean, no one's like me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if he's working with Maxwell again, then
It was the Faraday case that gave him those
he's using a
powers.
Faraday cage again. And if it's the same signal broadcasting wavelength that I used for my prototype, then I could probably track that.
Good,
That is a great idea.
because we're definitely doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Actually, he's like looking around, like doesn't recognize the part of town.
Oh, you ever been to that hair salon? Hair it is.
Oh no, I cut my own hair. He's a Floby.
Yeah, I can.
It
see
like
that.
sucks and it cuts at the same time. It's pretty. It's way more useful than you think.
I think I saw an infomercial for that once.
Yeah, it's great. That's where I got it. Yeah, they still sell them. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm
Well,
glad you're okay, Chad.
Oh, I feel okay. That was really good. Thanks for that. That was really good.
Yeah,
Done?
I'm gonna
of course. And we'll take you back to Sunset House. There's a bedroom waiting for you, with your name on it.
He gets giddy at the fact of like going to like where you create art because he's been like your
Oh
number
yeah,
one
that's right.
fan.
He's a fan of you.
Yeah, everybody's like
Bad.
the Sunset House.
Yeah, no, there's an extra bedroom all made up just
He's
for
like
you.
doing calming breathing. And about this time, you guys pull up to Here It Is, and it's, I mean, probably 1 o'clock in the morning now, and it's all dark. Even the sign's off as you guys get out of the car, and Gates is like, gets out, not Gates, I'm sorry, Chet gets out and like sits. Gates like, I'm doing what now? Chet gets out and like he's got his phone. He's just like checking messages and kind of like eating like another cinnamon roll, just sitting on the trunk. He's like, you guys let me know if you need me to do anything. I'm gonna start. Yeah.
Great. Do you want to wait in the car though, since you have no pants?
I knew I forgot something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, and he like just backs over and behind the car and gets in the side that Gates was in.
I closed the door after him. Just
He's
Alright.
had his whole butt on my leather seats.
And on the hood of your car.
And also, I think
There's an
Sponge.
imprint.
and he said that it was before his sponge bath. So
Mhm.
Oh,
And then the
no.
question, of course, begs, where was he keeping his phone? So as you approach the hair,
Oh,
it's
no,
completely
no, no.
dark. If anyone tries the door, it's kind of like locked. Suki, I think you would detect, like your sight would just kind of like come on, and there is some kind of mystical glow coming from one of the back rooms past where all the chairs are and the hair dryers and things.
She's gonna like knock on the window. Hello.
No response.
I'm going to gently grasp Suki and Fiona's hand. I'm going to look at Gates. We'll see you inside. I'm going to teleport us into
Just inside the main room where you can clearly see.
Mhm.
Nice. Gates?
Gates gonna phase through, but like purposely phase walk through the reformed body of Q just to make him get those like weird tinglies. And then solidify.
Hey!
I'll allow it, but it bears repeating.
Oh,
You
wait,
can't
yeah.
phase through people. No, I'm fine with the goof, but if you're like later, like I'm gonna phase through Maxwell. No, that's not how it works. I'm just gonna restate it here. But yes, you do that. Yeah.
Maybe it happens at the same time.
Yeah, just like a synergy. Yeah. It's one of your new skills. No. Yeah, and so now you guys are all in that room, and Suki, you can clearly see there's something on that other plane that you can kind of sense and detect coming from this kind of like back, almost like a break room or a supply room or something. And from just kind of talking with the rest of the team, you can tell that they don't see it, which, because you're seeing it so effortlessly, like you almost like need to like double check, like, you guys are seeing this, right? And they're like, no. And you're like, oh, what are those?
Oh, it's psychic time.
Mhm.
All right. She's gonna head towards the glow, just
Yeah.
sort of like,
As Suki
excuse
makes
me.
her way to the glow that we can't see, I'm gonna look to Fiona. Hey, can you help us out so we can see what she's? Is that something you can?
Yeah, hang on. Bloop. I'm gonna touch his shoulder and see if I can.
Yeah, use magic.
Yay.
Yay! Just be good. Just real good. I usually help. I help. I'm gonna help. I'm
helping.
Oh, are you now? Go ahead.
I'm gonna use my
Roll plus
help
cool.
out. Roll plus cool. Here we go.
Roll an 8.
There it is. We've
All
got
right.
rolls.
10 on the die. Help out.
Great. So she got an 8, so that she gets a 9. I will decide the glitch. Okay,
So
I've decided the glitch. You guys like do that, and you feel like that magic kind of wash over you, and all three of you, or is it just Chew and you, Fiona?
The 3 of us.
The three of you, all of your eyes are slightly glowing, like there's almost like little like rays that like start to fade out just like a few inches in front of your face, like you have flashlights behind your eyes. And you guys turn the corner and you see that Suki has just like frozen in place, and you can see it, what she sees, with both your mundane and temporary magical vision. You can see the three sisters weird, the old woman with blue hair, the middle-aged woman with green, and the youngish presenting woman with red hair. And they are all have their eyes rolled into the back of their head, seemingly catatonic, their mouths moving with no words in some kind of weird chant or just mumblings. Elevated about 2 to 3 feet above the floor, their bodies suffused and merged with the wall itself as they are being woven into the fabric of reality. And that is where we end our episode.
What?
Oh.
Oh, it's so good to see my girls.
Is it?
I love that. Like, Suki might be a little scared of them. Bridget loves the Sisters Weird. Like, it's so cool. Every time
Yeah.
I go talk to them, something scary happens, and it's
Totally.
so fun.
And just for closure, the glitch I chose was your magic draws immediate, unwelcome attention.
Oh.
And they're mad. They're mad that we're here.
Yep.
Ugh.
So thank you for watching the Duke City Chronicles. It's getting lit in here. Sure, let's go with that. I'm a hip young guy.
Yeah.
But
A
let's go
hipsman?
ahead. A hipsman? Oh, that's a t-shirt now. Let's go ahead and call our winner. Congratulations. If you won, please hit me up in the Discord and I will send out that set of dice to you. But I think that's it. We'll be back hopefully next week, I think, as we get into our end game here at the Duke City Chronicles. But until then, Albuquerque's a weird place. Let's keep it that way. Bye.